Tsubaki-chou Lonely Planet Volume 2 Review. Back in October, Yen Press released the first volume of Tsubaki-chou Lonely Planet in English. The main protagonist, Fumi Ono, will take a job as a live-in housekeeper for author Akatsuki Kibikino. The two may had started off on the wrong foot, but he was begin Volume 2. Their relationship is beginning to change in ways Fumi could have imagined. The kick of Volume 2, Fumi gets a phone call from her father, who's stuck in bed after hurting his back. This means they won't have enough to make their debt repayment next month, so Fumi takes it upon herself to get a part-time job alongside her housekeeping. But being a minor, she had to accomplish this without telling Akatsuki, not least because she doesn't want him to worry about her. That is the least of Fumi's problems strong, and she's also acting as a gopher, the treasure student Aoi, who was a grudge against her from their childhood years. Back then Aoi and Fumi took part in a contest, which Aoi was hoping to win and rekindle some happiness between his parents, who were on the verge of splitting up. Since Fumi won, Aoi held it against her when his parents did eventually split and those feelings were rekindled, and he's so happy when she was in high school. However, Fumi ends up applying for a job at the bar Aoi's mother runs, and when the two run into each other, Aoi learns of the hardships Fumi faces due to her father's death. Now his resolve to mistreat her crumbles, and he apologizes for his actions so far, something I'm sure many of us are happy about. Death and Aoi are big parts of this volume. The majority of it focuses on the fact Fumi is starting to have a romantic feelings for Akatsuki. As it often the way with shoujo, this is immediately obvious to Aoi and Fumi's best friend Yo, but not to Fumi herself. When she does finally realizes it, she pulls away from Akatsuki, reasoning that she doesn't want to be a mother or depend on him for everything. Fumi wants to be independent, and in so many ways already is due to her previous living situation. This is the contrast with Akatsuki's opinion, who thinks she should be able to live as a kid, without all of these adult concerns weighing her down. For now, he still sits firmly in the realm of being a fatherly figure to Fumi, and it's clear to us readers and his friends that he has romantic feelings for her too. Thankfully, no one is willing to tell him about this, so I'd imagine it will be a couple of more books until he continues on. 2 volumes in, and what I enjoy most about Tsubaki-chou Lonely Planet continues to be the depth of Fumi's character. Sure, there are a lot of tropes here, and the age gap romance angle is sure to put readers off. But at the same time, author Mika Yamamori is good at creating heroes you want to root for, and that remains true here. I want to see Fumi happy and living our life where she's not constantly worried about money. As time goes on, we put more characters who can help and support her when she needs it to, and they all have stories of their own and plenty of depth. For example, in many other series, Aoi will be a bit of a bully, and it will continue for multiple books with no real explanation for it. But here the reader already has a full understanding of his feelings and he acts the way he does. Not only that, he also apologized and become a dependable friends, a source of Fumi. That's something I really appreciate about the writing and what raises it about a lot of the current shoujo titles being brought out in English. As previously mentioned, Tsubaki-chou Lonely Planet Volume 2 comes to the West thanks to Yen Press, but it continues to be translated by Taya Engel. The translation reads well with no issues to note, and there are 2 pages full of useful translation notes at the back of the release. Volume 3 of our series is currently scheduled for an English release in April. Overall, Tsubaki-chou Lonely Planet Volume 2 continues to prove itself a worthwhile addition to our collection. It may be leaning into the age gap romance more, but there's still plenty to enjoy as it introduces new characters and further develops our heroine. 9 out of 10.